Okay, welcome to another Friday night 6A Global Training Session. Tonight, in 15 minutes, we're going to wrap up motivation. It's a big subject. It's an important subject. And hopefully we've got a lot of comments from our friends on the call here tonight. So here we go. The next slide here. So motivation, it's the difference between good and great. If you read Good to Great by Jim Collins, he talks a lot about having the right people on the bus. And the right people on the bus are the ones who are motivated and can sustain motivation that you give them. It means they actually absorb and they give out more than they absorb. So it's interesting. As a leader, you look for these people that actually produce more than they take. So at the end of the day, if you put a lot of energy into them, they're going to give you that 100% you put into them, they're going to give you 150% back. It's one of those things that it's getting the right people on the bus. So motivation is everything in a network marketing organization, because you have to motivate your team and you have to find your motivation and their motivations. It's so important. So in network marketing, we talk about whys, like why do we do things? Okay, and the reason we talk about that is because people buy your whys. They do not buy your product. I don't care if you're selling the super skin cream that eliminates wrinkles, or you're selling a water that can help you with a disease. They don't buy a product for a product, okay? Products are proof in the pudding. There's a lot of good products on the market, but they buy your why. Why do you do it? Okay, so stories sell and facts tell us. So at the end of the day, what we train is to master your story. So there's two different types of story. There's a product story and there's a business story. Don't confuse them and don't sell them wrong. If someone's there for the product, you tell them your product story. They don't care about your business story. They're there for the product. Sell them the product. Okay. Number two, business. If they're there for your business, you got to know your business story. What is your business story? How do people gravitate towards that? And what I mean is you just have to share your stories with passion, candor, and you have to do it quickly, okay? People don't want to hear 35 minutes about your life. At the max, you got 2 to 4 minutes, okay? At the end of the day, they want to relate to you, okay? So selling relies on your ability to emotionally connect with people. That's pretty simple. You know, when you emotionally connect with people, let's say everyone out there, boy, girl, has been on a first date, you know whether you connect with someone right there. You know what that connection feels like. It's the same in selling, but it's just in a different sense, right? You connect with the person and say, wow, it's a good person. I really believe what they're doing. I want to be part of that because I want their energy. I want their spirit, whatever you want to call it, in my life. Like I want a portion of that in my life. So that emotional connection is huge. And it all surrounds stories because people buy your whys. So in GPM, this is how we do it. You got to go in and complete your GU guide, which is like a nice 50-page document that we talk about goals and motivations and defining your stories and working on them. And you reach up to your upline and you use them to work out your story. So it's quick, it's emotional, it's logical, and you have them in this little box, right? It's logical, it's emotional, it's connected to them. They're in this little box. It makes sense. Everything's good. So they're in there. That is when you get portions of sales coming in. You have to build emotion and build logic at the same time. It's like, imagine them on a Y and X graph, okay? And this is emotion and this is logic. You got to build it straight up like this. And here's the selling point up in the corner of the graph. Really, really simple stuff, but really hard to do until you're a good seller. So what I suggest everyone to do when they join up with GPM and 6A Global, which is division of GPM, you take your time to create a product testimonial. This doesn't happen overnight. You don't go home and be like, oh, that product is so awesome, and tell that short story about how one day I drank water and I felt awesome because of it. You take your time. Like my story took 6 months to build to where I have a successful product story. My first story, my wife got me the machine, right? And I thought it was crazy. She spends $5,000 on a water filter. At the end of the day, it was awesome. It got rid of my eczema. That was a big thing for me. I was on cortisone cream for 27 years. That's a big deal. Bought my mom and dad this device. My mom and dad's stories are what are really important to me. My mom has Crohn's colitis. It's helped her make that completely manageable. Instead of waking up a few times a night in pain, she sleeps through the entire night. She's limited down like 10 of her medications. So amazing things, probably added years to her life. And my dad, tendonitis, arthritis in his shoulders, only 20% motion in his shoulders when he got the water. Now he has 90 and he has no pain. So, you know, it changed their lives, and they're not spring chickens. They're 63 and 67 years old. They're not young. So you need to build that product story and it's not overnight. So people mistake that as an overnight thing. Now, you can still be successful in a network marketing business quickly, and that actually comes from selling the business, because you're looking for other business people. That's where the real success comes. You think product people sell lots of product? No, it's slow. They're not motivated to do that. Business people sell. Okay, business, business, business. So people actually care less about how much money you make. New people in network marketing are like, oh, I didn't make any money. How am I supposed to tell people about success? It's not about that. Okay, you make it about how it's changed your life or your mindset. Like I just have a new vigor for life. I'm so excited by a project. I'm getting up every day and I'm learning and I'm becoming a better person. And it's just an amazing group that I gravitate towards. I have people that I'm working with from like 15 to 60 years old, providing me wisdom about different facets of life. And I have this group that, can pull me up when I'm down. And, all those things can sell the business. Despite the strengths of Enagic, which are like, there's no auto ship, one-time life membership to the business. That's why we have 98% retention versus everyone else at 10%. You got to look at those things, and there's no rank loss in our company. It's a lifetime rank build, which is crazy. No one else has that. Those are things that, of course, you can sell, and you have to master those few points. Is really, really easy. I just listed them all. The fact is, if you can't memorize those, you're crazy, and you're probably in the wrong group, because we're about memorization here. You got to memorize at least 5 things. I know that's tough, but if you can count to 5, you can do our group. The fact is piece by piece, when you put this together, mindset is everything. So when you're sitting with someone, you're emotionally connecting with them, which is so fun, right? We all know when we start connecting with people because we have something great to share with one another. Like, for example, personally, I connect on a lot of different levels spiritually with people because I'm a Christian, and we connect right away. And I have a lot in my group because we immediately relate things together on that sense. Lots of people can relate to that. And, God, in a sense, can relate to tons of people. And I find that most people in network marketing have some semblance of spirituality. No matter what they call that level. And it's a great way to relate to people, because then you can get really real. Those boundaries of PC drop out, and you can actually talk real stuff that's important. Like, what are your goal sets? For example, like mine, to build 40 orphanages in 40 countries by 40 years old, teaching business skills and giving microloans to the students who come out to help perpetuate good things in those communities, right? And that you can get down to what those are, what those motivational things are for those people, help extrapolate those and show you care by finding those things out and doing things together. Maybe there's a project you can do together. Maybe they love that dream, or maybe you love their dream. You can do things together. There's more than this business, and go deeper with people, because maybe there is stuff outside. You can volunteer with churches together. You can volunteer in community kitchens. You can do whatever with these people. You're reaching out to find awesome people. So when you're talking to people, literally, you just want to be friends. Let everything else go. The sale doesn't matter. They'll educate themselves. Let it go. Be a friend. See what's there. At the end of the day, always offer the opportunity, but don't worry about it. Say, hey, whether you're in it or not, I'm just looking for a yes or no. You're an awesome person. There's going to be tons of fun in our lives together in the future. Let's rock this. At the end of the day, that's what they want to hear. So there's no pressure in the sale. They say, hey, yes or no, no big deal to me. Just let me know an answer. That is my job. That's what I do. And they're going to respect that. So that's a big thing about motivation and how we do it. So you take your time to create your stories. That's huge. And the next, people have to see how they're successful from point A to point B. So imagine you're an artist, okay? And artists have to draw a painting, and people have to visualize their painting. So if they're starting here and you want them to go here, they have to see themselves getting there, or they won't sign up. From a business perspective, you have to paint their picture. And painting pictures is everything. And an artist with words takes time. You want to learn these selling tactics, look up Grant Cardone, okay, Jordan Belfort, Jim Rohn, Tony Robbins, Zig Ziglar, amazing salesman. He knew how to paint a picture of beauty in people's minds, especially for car sales that he did. He was amazing. So there's so many great leaders of the past that can give you those maps, right? Grant Cardone is my favorite. So if you guys go out there and check him out, that'd be really great. So on to the rest of motivation. The last things you got to do, simple rules: define, relate, and be honest. Those are the 3 top rules, okay? Define, relate, and be honest. Always be honest. Backtrack. As soon as you're dishonest a little bit, you lose it. For example, some lady texted me today, and she's like, oh, I want you to come to my event. And I'm like, okay, listen, if it's MLM, I don't do other MLMs. I'm in an Enagic. I love the company. I'm not doing another MLM. If it's just a business presentation, I'll give you my time. What is it? And she's like, no, it's not MLM, blah, 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 blah. And then we go into the conversation like 4 texts down. She's like, oh yeah, it's LifeVantage, it's MLM. I'm like, oh, you just lied to me. Okay, I'm not even going to dignify you with a response for now. And you've been deleted from my phone. You're over. So don't lie. Just don't lie to them. I know like everything in network marketing says to do it, and we've all done it a little bit. We've all extended the truth and done those things. You don't need to. Just be honest. Just be honest. Be real. Just honestly, people trust that. If people trust you, they're going to do business with you. If you don't, they're not going to. So that's important, right? And we're all guilty of it. Nobody's perfect, right? So the next rule here is help others get what they want. You'll get what you want. So I think that's John Paul Getty said, help enough people get what they want and you'll get what you want. And do unto others as you'd want done unto yourself. Pretty good old golden rule. Stick with that. Like concentrate on helping people on your team achieve more than you. And focus on that. That's how I found my success. I focused on other people first. So all my money and success and everything that's come out of this company has come by putting others first. That's really a simple rule. I know it seems silly, but you do that with enough people, and then you end up with multiple really great income streams coming in at the same time. And they don't let you down because they teach that rule to other people. It's kind of like paying it forward, the movie. So the next one is keep the end goal in mind. Always plan. Okay, Jim Rohn says failing to plan is planning to fail. So keep the end goal in mind. Plan it out. Go plan it out to all 6A2-5. Plan it out. Plan out who you're putting there and how you're getting them there, and plan deep and help support those organizations go there and get people there and motivate them and crash those doors and make sure those people are going hard and have the same gumption as you do. This is a big thing. The next one is reward yourself for the little things you achieve. So 2A, 3A, 4A, 5A, all these 6A, all these ranks that you achieve. And 6A is a little rank. Don't get me wrong. It's a good rank. It's still a little rank in this company. It just means like you've made it. You made it to a point where, yeah, you can just do this and you don't have to have a job. That's good, but that's still a little rank. That's the top little rank. Now, when you really start to scratch the surface, the first big little rank is 6A2. That's the start to this world, the start to freedom. I like to call it. Okay, that's the start to where you're making real money. But you have to reward yourself for the little ones. So go to dinner with your spouse. Go to dinner with your girlfriend, boyfriend, whatever it is. Go out for something. Go party with your boys if you're a single guy. Go party with your girls if you're a single girl. Go dancing, clubbing, yachting, all those different things that you can do in the city for an evening. That's good. Now plan large for the big accomplishments. If you achieve 6A2, okay, you take a break, you go on a vacation, you reward yourself, and you say, I did something that most people can't do. I'm a leader of people. Okay, men, women, children, I'm a leader now. You're a 6A2. A 6A2 is a leader. You've created an organization that's large, it's in charge, and making you lots of money. So at the end of the day, take your break. Go to Mexico. Go on a vacation. Do something else. Let your brain unwind and come back and say, listen, I had time to sit down and I want to bring my whole organization to where I am. Grab your 6, 7, 8 top leaders and get them to where you are within a year. And your business will make you a fortune. That's how you do it. So soon as you celebrate that rank achievement, that 6A2, when you get there, you come back and you start it like you're starting a whole new business. Like you're starting from scratch. You start all over again. I know that's a big thing to say, but it's important. Now, the last points on here are invest in yourself. This is courses, vacations, and systems. If you can buy a tool off the internet, like GPM Pro, for example, that's easier to do, your CRM, your lead pages, your domains, WordPress for blogging, for example, autoresponders, all these things. If you can invest in tools, buy them. It makes your life easier. Don't be cheap. You can go on Fiverr, use those resources. You can buy things and get things done for you. Use those systems. It's important. Vacations and then courses. Lots of free courses out there, but always be investing in yourself. Put money aside, put in your pot. 10% of your money should go to invest in yourself and education, because if you're not learning, you're dying. Now, the next one is for your team. There's grinds, okay? And where Balaj, myself, and Shane, and all the guys involved in this organization have been very successful. And Dylan now is coming up with a great system. Is they're finding solutions. Like, we all find problems in this organization. How can we do something easier? So come up with solutions to make things easier for the people in the organization so they can produce quicker. If you can narrow a time, like for example, when we go 6A in like 20 months, if you can narrow people going in 12, in 8 months, then that's huge, you know, because your attrition rate is going to go so much higher. So how do you invent systems and tools to keep people motivated? The faster they make money, the more they're motivated, okay? I don't care if everyone says intrinsically I'm not motivated by money. Extra money keeps you extra motivated. Doesn't matter what culture you're from, okay? It doesn't matter, okay? Anybody, maybe barring Jesus and Gandhi or something, are not motivated by money. Very few people in history, okay? And that's God's honest truth. So do you want to pop in here, Yuri, and ask a couple questions for us? I can't hear you, bud. You're on mute. There we go.
Righty, here we go. I have 2 questions. My first is around stories. So do you tailor your stories specifically to people based on their situation, or do you share your stories pretty much more or less the same? How much do you adjust it? What kind of tweaks do you make, and that sort of thing?
No, always the same stories. I use the same stories, and then if they need something, let's say this person has diabetes. Well, my buddy Justin on my team has type 1 diabetes, and this has done amazing things for him. So then I connect them. So this is where the power of validation in 3 ways comes in, okay? So somebody else has a story that's way more relatable to someone. What do? You put that person in front of them. That's the motivation. That's the relatability, okay?
Yeah.
But your stories are always the same, mastered, refined stories you always tell.
2 to 4 minutes.
2 to 4 minutes. That's what you got.
Yeah.
If you're a master, 60 to 90 seconds and blow people out of the water.
Okay, great. And I've done some studying with Grant Cardone and Jordan Belfort and some of those guys, and they always kind of, to me, they seemed like they had I will not take no for an answer kind of mentality. But you were pre-framing it so the person can say yes or no. So there seems to be a little bit of a disconnect there. Like, why is that disconnect there, and like how to go about thinking about it?
That's ethical selling 101. So for example, these guys may not have I'm not going to say their lack of ethics. Jordan Belfort obviously had a lack of ethics, okay? He went to jail for his lack of ethics. Grant Cardone, on the other hand, does not in most circumstances. But the problem is you're there to collect decisions and make great connections. Networking is defined by the strength or ability of your network to create or produce a result within a given period of time. So what you want is you want people who are your friends, power. Now, they may say no to a project, Yuri, but they're not saying no to you because you didn't force them to do that. You've incorporated them into your network, made a friend, and produced a grander result, maybe in the long term. So when you're considering networking, what they're saying is saying no to them is a dead sale. They're not getting any value from that person because they're only selling a single product. True, right? But for us, networking, whether it's yes or no, you're collecting decisions, but you're also collecting people's trust and intention. So that has value in the long term. Okay, trust and intention is everything. That's why you want to be good to everybody, because people will be good to you in the long run if you do so. In the essence, you reap what you sow. Okay, whether you're going to be good seed or bad seed, make a choice, but you're going to end up reaping what you sow. That's the end of it. So that would be my suggestion when it comes to not taking no. Like, I know Jordan Belfort said buy or die, but he was crazy, right? They were doing crazy manipulative things, and networking's not about that. Networking is about education and care and passion. So it's about talking to as many people as you can with as much care and as much education as you possibly can give them, and see what decision they come to. Their decisions are fine, but you have to collect them. You get paid for yeses and nos, so just go get them.
Awesome, thank you.
Cool, man. Well, thanks for tuning in, and we'll catch you guys next week. Okay, stop the share there, man. Oh.